Coach, I'll ask you the same question I asked Coach Talley.
Yeah.
Your team won. I thought the real winner tonight was college football in the area, Philadelphia, the whole atmosphere. You want to talk
I
about
hope.
it?
Well, Andy's been doing it, for 20 years, longer than I have, and I know he's excited that this is becoming, a tradition, and this is becoming. There's a lot more people talking about it, and it's only the second year. So we had a good crowd, and I think it's only going to get better. So obviously, just a great game, great college football game, 2 years in a row, and just give so much credit to Villanova, but just the courage of both institutions to play the game. Because so many people say not to. The courage of both institutions, both administrations, Bill Bradshaw in the back there, just to say, hey, we need to play this game, and so that's exciting for us.
Coach, can you compare the gratification to this kind of victory as opposed to coming out on your season opener winning 48-0?
Well, there's a lot of irrelevant games in college football this weekend. This isn't one of them. This is going to be a meaningful game for years to come. It's got a regional flair, but obviously both universities are nationally respected. So I think it's going to continue to grow and improve. ESPN3 does the game tonight. I mean, that's a big deal. In year 2 of the game, that's a big deal. So we're just, for us. There's a lot of cynics when you take a job like this and you try to turn it around. There's a lot of skeptics. And then there's going to be skeptics and cynics tomorrow morning that says, well, you beat a 1AA team. And I'm going to tell you right now, wrong. We beat champions. That's a championship team. It's hard to beat champions. It's hard to beat champions. And you can just tell all night, man, you got to knock the champion out. So I give our guys, our coaches had poise, our players had poise again. All the old-timers, old-time Temple people, they know. Minute 50 left, fumble the snap, and there's 250,000 alumni that shake their heads saying, here it goes again. But they're starting to learn. They're starting to learn. So this was a significant game for us.
Al, can you talk about Chester and how you think he performed tonight, especially on that last drive there?
Yeah, well, obviously he won the game for us, so I was excited for that. He was a little bit hype. He overthrew the one play. We had a guy wide open that we should have converted, and there was a couple other throws that he was throwing the ball high, which means he had a lot of juice. He was trying to throw with a lot of velocity, but he did show a lot of poise and a lot of maturity. And look, we had a quarterback that won in a 2-minute drill. He did it again, if you recall, Miami. After a short week against Navy, Miami of Ohio gave us all that we could handle. He won the game for us there, and he did it again tonight. But this time he did it after he made a critical error at any level, and he had the poise, and there's unity on the team now, and they stayed together and they finished. So that was critical for us.
Al, what's going through your mind when you're lining up for the last field goal?
Well, I thought Brandon would hit it. To be honest with you, Brandon really surprised that he missed that one. He's been hitting the ball so good. But again, just to have the poise and the confidence and to stay with it. And I know, look, people are booing because I'm not going for it and I'm trying to kick another field goal. But if you have patience and you have poise and you believe in the defense, and we did, and then the defense started to get revved up, and we missed one, and then we had the same situation, then we made one, and that helped us stay in the game and eventually led to the win. So you gotta believe in the guys. And then you got to let the guys win the game. And we put them in position to win the game, and they won the game. So that's really good for Brandon.
Coach, can you talk about Streeter's performance tonight a little bit?
Yeah, his first college game. Very impressive. Had a great look and warm-up. I'm nervous sometimes when they're playing their first college game, especially this environment. It was a good environment. And he had a lot of confidence, a lot of poise. And I've been saying it since the spring. He's upper echelon talent-wise. And as soon as he continues to learn, hopefully he'll glean a lot from this experience tonight and bring it forward to Thursday. Very impressive with him.
After the error on the fumbled snap, your defense bowed up.
They did.
And didn't give him anything. How big was that series there?
They did. And in fact, I think the 2 previous drives, they did well, because we made them punt out of their own end those 2 times, and we only came away with 3 points in that exchange. But I thought they did a great job. Just having the poise, Again, all the credit goes to both coordinators did a great job. Just because there was nothing easy on the field, everything was hard to come by. I think both teams just really played about as hard as you can play a college football game. And both teams are sore right now. We have a short week, so we have to turn it around quickly. But I just really pleased that the defense went out there with the attitude that they were going to stop them.
What changed for you? Because they pushed you around on both sides of the ball early on. Your tackles were struggling, your front seven was struggling to stop that. What changed?
Well, they did a great job with their pressure. They brought a bunch of different pressure looks. But the reality of it was we settled down a little bit, and then we started to make some plays, and then we started to get some stops on defense. The two big drives that they had in the first half, our defense was on the field a long time, and we were 3 and out. I think 3 in a row on offense. So again, all 3 units. You start the game off by giving them field position. So I mean, there's a lot of things that we got to improve and get corrected. We don't have a lot of time to do that, but certainly I think there was just a lot of poise on the sideline and up in the booth about finding some things that can work, because in the opener you never know what they're going to do in the opener, and they gave us problems early on, and then we started giving them problems on defense, particularly late in the third and early in the fourth. So it's just there's a little give and take going on there.
Coach, what did happen in the halftime? Because in the first half, Villanova had 3 drives up and down the field. They pushed you around. Your defense was tired coming off the field. But in the second half, your defense did step up. What happened in halftime, or what adjustment did you make?
Well, I mean, again, I would just say that we started to calm down and play with a little bit of poise, and we tackled a little bit better. Certainly in the second half, we didn't tackle particularly well early. And then the other thing is, Whitney was making a lot of. I mean, they weren't missing anything. They weren't dropping anything, and he was putting the ball on them. And they did a nice job. They do a nice job with their version of the Wildcat. They do a nice job. Look, and they're all veterans. There's 20 seniors on that team over there, and they're veteran, and they won. When you get to the point where you can win 13 games or 14 games like they're champions, and they're not just going to go away no matter what. So. It was all that we can handle, and it's really, really good for our guys to be in a game like that.
Coach, no timeouts, the last drive. What does that do for your quarterback and your team to get that win?
Well, it's big. I mean, it's big. I mean, again, just to be able to win the game on offense, and again, we hadn't done that a lot. We would either score and then win the game on defense in a 2-minute drill or something, but to go down there and win the game on offense and the way they executed, hit a couple of big plays, a couple of big throws, and then Chester scrambling for another one, and then we convert a 3rd and 1, and then we complete 2 balls and we're in field goal range. And to be honest with you, having a field goal kicker that his range starts at the 40-yard line is an incredible advantage. Even when the ball was at the 40, they keep saying, Coach, how much? And I said, not much. Not much. This guy's going to hit it. He was hitting him from the 41 or 42 pregame, and that's a haul. I mean, he was killing him. So that 42-yard line, you're talking about 59-yard field goals, and that's the range that he has. So I knew we had a shot there, and then once we got it, I think, does anybody know where we were at? I mean, late high 20s or 31 maybe, I don't know. The last field goal? 42, so we did a nice job. 43, so. Again, we did a nice job on the last pass, getting 8 yards and getting out of bounds.
Al, you talked about Temple fans groaning when Chester fumbles the ball there. Has that been the toughest thing about this whole process, is changing the perception of what people think about this?
Yeah, but you know what? You gotta prove to people, And again, this is a tough town. This is, I sat there, in last May, and everybody was getting after Charlie Manuel. So I mean, who am I? I'm going to get beat up if they're going after Charlie year after he won the World Series. So it's a tough town, and you got to prove them. And I hope for both programs, obviously we're trying to prove that this game is meaningful. I think more people know that tonight, and certainly for our program, where we came from and where we want to go. I mean, this is great. This is super. And ESPN wants us to play on Thursday night next week, and that's great. And they weren't doing that a couple of years ago. So it's we don't really worry about the outsiders. Obviously, you can't please everybody. But if you're a Temple alum right now, and we'd love to have you come out, because these kids really work hard, and the institution is a special place right now.
Coach, in that same regard, can you talk about
how far your team and your players have come over the last 12 months, developing the mentality of knowing that they can close out those close games.
That's a big one. And coaches of all levels make the mistake thinking that, if you want to take the next level, sometimes that it's on the field, sometimes it's not on the field. Sometimes it's winning behavior off the field, sometimes it's unity, sometimes it's discipline or helping them make better choices or developing a better attitude or choosing better partners off the field. Sometimes it's those things that can take you to the next level. And our kids have done a really good job of taking care of business off the field. I can't say enough good things. It's a knock-on-wood deal when you're dealing with 18, 19, 20-year-old kids. But, these guys are really committed to what we're trying to do. And so it's exciting. I wish we had the 24-hour rule, but, most of the staff and myself, we're going back to the facility right now. We already have Central Michigan ready to go, and we're going to get going on that. We have a short week, so it's short-lived. Yeah, again, some of that is, you try to draw them in. You try to get yards, obviously, but you try to draw them in, and then once they have to commit the next guy, once they go from 7 to 8 or 8 to 9 to stop the run, then you have a shot. And we missed the one earlier. I mean, Michael was wide open on the one earlier, and you can't miss those when you take them. So we learned from that, and I was really very pleased with Mike on that. And again, great ideas by the staff throughout the game. So, look, it's exciting, and I wish we could celebrate some more. But we have the 3-time MAC champions coming in here.
What happened on the touchdown to Matt, where Chester runs out and flips it? Did he do that on instinct, or was that designed? What happened there?
Yeah, no, we might put that in, but you can't coach that. I mean. And then Colin Madison got an angle on the last guy. I don't know who it was, maybe 55, but we made a play, But like I said to the guys, when you finally start to have some guys that make a play, and I said, well, that's what it's like to coach at Texas. You know what I mean? That's what it's like to coach at SC. Like if it's 4th and 1 and Bernard goes 10 feet in the air, it's like, okay, that's what it looks like at Michigan. You know what I mean? So we have some guys that are making some plays, and to take a play but beyond the design is what we need more guys to do. Take the play beyond the design of the playbook and really bring it to life. So we're getting more of that.
Al, the 2 plays before the pass to Matt to set up the last field goal, guys had been tackled after catching it inbounds.
Yeah.
First, did you think about just
Absolutely.
having Chester spike it, and then
23, I think, 23 seconds. I knew he could make it, okay, but you would like to increase the odds if we could have got another 5 to 8 yards. But you just have to trust Chester. We've been in that situation so many times in practice, Sean, that if they were going to give us the flat, I knew Chester was going to take it, and if he didn't have it, I knew he was going to rip it out of bounds. So I really felt good about it. Is there a little bit of risk there? Yeah, but you had to try to get it. I think we picked up another 8 yards, maybe. I don't know, and he got out of bounds. So, but yes, you're absolutely right. We thought about spiking it there at 23. You generally need, with no timeouts, you need 16 or 17 seconds to run a field goal unit on. So I was going to give it another shot there and see if we can get a little bit closer. And again, if you trust your players, they make you look good.
Villanova's been able to kind of get a pretty good handle on your running game 2 straight years now. And last year this was not a vaunted running attack, but with the guys you have now, is it at the same time you've gotten 3 long bombs on it for touchdowns?
Yeah.
Is that just a scheme?
Well, they do a great job. They do a great job. So, again, I don't want to just, reduce it to a scheme. I think the kids really bring that to life. They're in an 8-man front constantly. They bring a lot of pressure. They have a lot of speed on defense. And, again, Sean, I'm going to say it. I can't say it enough. That when you have that many veterans that have done nothing but win the last 2 or 3 years like they have, they're hard to beat. And they're all in the right spot, and they don't give up many easy ones. And so I'm excited for our guys.
Did you shorten your defensive rotation at the end? It seemed like I saw more of Amara Kamara, more seniors out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would say with 6 minutes to go in the game, we kind of settled into, all right, the one's got to finish the game now. But I'm pretty pleased, Sean, that we played a lot of guys. And a year ago, we didn't play a lot of guys. A year ago, we were a 1A team numerically, but not experience-wise, so I think we played 29 guys a year ago. They played 25. I think this year, I'm certain that we'll be over 45 this year. So that was obviously we were a little bit fresh at the end, which is good.
Any other questions?
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.